Hi everybody! In this video I'm going to show you how to make this pendant here. It's a little dangly pendant and it uses a cabochon and it uses 3 pieces of round 20 gauge wire. The third piece being the one up here used to make this little dangly bail. So it only uses one type of wire. There's no thin weaving wire involved or anything like that. And here's the back of it. And if you want to see how to make this, then just keep watching. So for this video, I'm going to be using 20 gauge round dead soft copper wire, and this one is coated wire. It's colored and it's in the color gold, and the brand is Artistic Wire. So I'm just going to be using 2 pieces of it. And the length is 11 inches. And my stone is a green Goldstone. It's really beautiful and sparkly, and the size of it, it's an oval shaped, and it's about an inch, a little bit less than an inch and a half. So almost exactly 35 millimeters tall. And what we're gonna do with these wires here is we're gonna kind of line them up nicely together, and we're going to bend them. So bend the little ends of the wires towards each other, and then just kind of go down, smooth this down. So this is our middle, and you want to keep the wires lined up together like this, and you want to just bring them across. So just like tighten this up basically. Like this. And this will also depend on the size of your stone. It's going to be positioned kind of like this. So just make sure that works with your stone size. So now I'm going to press down here pretty hard because I really don't want these to move out of place. So I'm holding this. This is going over, and this one is going under on the bottom. So the one that's over, I'm just going to bend it down and make that go under, and then make this one go over. So we've made like this little twist kind of shape here. So now you can take your stone. You want this to just peek out a little bit at the top here, and you want to hold this so it's nice and centered right in the middle of your stone. Press down on it so it doesn't move, and then we're going to press on these here. Press them down so that they're going to the back like that. So then here on the back, here they are coming across. We're going to crisscross them like this. Now flip it back to the front. Oops. Just trying to get that a little more even. And here we're going to take them and we're going to bend them. You can do one at a time if you want, but we're going to bend it forward like this. And you actually just want to put it through the loop. So these wires, we're going to cut them. They're a little long, but you want them to go through the loop and just kind of around like this. And now we're going to do this next one. make sure it's all nice and centered, like that this didn't move to the side or anything. All right, so now here's what it's looking like. So this is my back portion here. So what I'm gonna do is, with my wire cutters, I'm gonna leave myself just a very small little tail end on those wires, because I'm gonna tuck it into there. So now with my pliers, I'm going to take those ends, I'm kind of turning them towards here, and then I'm pressing down on them so that they get kind of tucked away in there. I'm just going to press down a little bit on this one. Okay, so you just don't want the end to stick out so that you can't feel it. And from the front, it looks like this. And now the same thing over here, grabbing those little ends and just pushing them into there. I think this top one, I'm just gonna trim it just the tiniest bit. There we go. Now it's gonna go in there much easier. So again, can't feel it, nothing's sticking out. And here on the front, it looks like this. I accidentally bent it a tiny bit here. Straighten that up. So what we're gonna do here, if you like the way this looks, then you don't need to do this next part. This next part is kind of just for fun. I think this is a cool look, but I'm lifting these up like that. I'm just fixing this one. That's the one I accidentally put a little bend into. Okay. So I'm lifting them up, and I think this is kind of a cool look, but what happens is this little gap gets formed. So to get rid of the gap, we're gonna come here on the back, and this wire here that has the gap, we're gonna take it with our pliers, and we're gonna put a sharp bend into it like that. All right. So now it looks kind of like a Christmas tree on the back, but it tightened up that wire, except now this wire is not symmetrical, so you might have to play around with this a little bit to get it perfectly symmetrical. There we go. Like that. And all that's left to do now is making our bail. So for that, I'm gonna just grab myself a little bit more of this 20 gauge wire. Let me measure what this ended up being. We might have to trim it a little bit, so it might not be this length in the end, but it is 2.5 inches. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try my best to fold it in half. That's why I said we're gonna end up trimming it probably, because it's almost impossible to fold it absolutely perfectly in half. And then with my pliers, I'm just squishing it together. Like that. And then here, I'm gonna trim it so now it will be perfectly even. So I trimmed off that little bit that was sticking out on the other end. And now you can use your round nose pliers, or if you happen to have some bail making pliers, I have these Bead Buddy ones. I linked some below the video. What you want to do is you want to make your bail. So the size of your bail depends on how big you want it to be for your necklace to go through. So I'm going to be using this one here. And I'm bending it all the way around. So when I take it off, here's what it looks like. And now this portion here, I'm going to be using this bit. Actually, the smallest one. And I'm going to bend it in the other direction. So this one's bending this way, the other one is bending in the other direction. And right before you close up the loops, what you want to do is you want to take this, the back kind of facing you, and slide that on there like that. Actually, before I do that, I just noticed, see how these are not flat? I'm just gonna gently press them together like that first. All right, now I'm sliding that on, and now I'm closing up this little loop. So I'm actually grabbing one wire at a time because that's easier for me than trying to do it with both. And now I'm just grabbing the one on this side. I'm trying to find a way to do this on camera. There we go. All right. So that's connected. And here is our little bail. I'm just gonna close up that little gap there. So you'd put your necklace through there. And it dangles, it's a little dangly pendant, and it kind of looks like an octopus, I guess, like an abstract octopus pendant is what I'm calling it, because I couldn't think of a better name, but here's what it looks like, and then on the back, it's a Christmas tree, Christmas tree octopus. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.